Remember the first time you beat a game as a kid? Maybe it was Mario Kart. Pulling off that perfect drift and crossing the finish line while your friends yelled in frustration? Or maybe it was staying up all night playing Halo 2 with your squad, just to dominate in multiplayer with that energy sword. Those were the days, right? No microtransactions, no battle passes, no mandatory day one patches. You just bought the game, popped it in, and played. Sure, there were bugs and glitches back then, but the games felt complete. Fast forward to today, gaming is still fun, but it feels different. The industry has changed. Games now come with shiny trailers, pre-order bonuses, and promises of updates down the road. How often do these promises actually deliver? It makes you wonder, is modern gaming really that bad? Hi, I'm Quentin Allen, a new game designer working on my first project, Dr. Malik's Night of Terror. While I'm deep into designing this game, I also want to have these conversations about what's going on in the gaming world, not just with developers, but with gamers like you. See, my goal isn't just to make a game. I want to create something that gamers will actually enjoy, and that means understanding what's working and what's not about gaming today. So let's dive into this topic together. Let's talk about why gaming feels so different now, and if it's really bad as everyone says. Nostalgia hits hard. When we think back to gaming in the 2000s, we remember those golden moments, racing in Need for Speed Underground, discovering secrets in Legend of Zelda, or even throwing hands in Super Smash Bros. But were those games truly better? Or do we just miss the feeling of playing them as kids? Gaming has changed because we've changed. Back then we didn't care about frame rates, resolutions, or game budgets. We just played to have fun. Now as adults, we notice things like loot boxes, endless grind loops, and incomplete lunches. It's kinda hard to ignore. With that being said, there's also something special about these older games. They don't need 4K graphics or ray tracing to be memorable. They just needed great gameplay and a lot of heart. You all remember back in the day when you paid for a game, you got the whole game? Now it feels like you're buying access to half of the game, and the rest is locked behind some type of DLC or battle pass. Sure, cosmetics are optional, but doesn't it sting knowing that some of the coolest stuff in the game is behind a paywall? A 2023 study found that 40% of gamers aged 18 to 34 avoided purchasing AAA games because of the high upfront costs and post-launch monetization. For some, watching streamers play games on platforms like Twitch or YouTube is more accessible than actually buying the game. This is especially true for young gamers and those who can't afford to spend $70 on the new release. Many modern games lean heavily on formulas that worked in the past. Open world exploration, crafting systems, fetch quests is everywhere. While games like Elden Ring elevate these formulas with innovation and immersion, many others feel repetitive. For example, Horizon Forbidden West received praise for its visuals and combat, but some critics felt its open world design blended into a sea of similar games. Now compare that to something like Untitled Goose Game or Disco Asylum, which broke away from tradition with fresh mechanics and storytelling. Originality in games not only captures attention, but also creates memorable experiences. Without it, even technically solid games risk being overshadowed by the next big release. Live service games dominate the gaming industry. Done right, they create vibrant communities and exciting, ever-changing worlds. Done wrong, they can feel like endless chores. Games like Destiny 2 are amazing, but the seasonal grind can feel like a second job. You're always working toward the next level or reward, and taking a break can leave you feeling behind. On the other hand, Fortnite balances its battle pass system with casual gameplay. You can log in, have fun, and still make meaningful progress without dedicating hours every day. Live service games also rely on trust. Anthem launched with big promises but failed to deliver, leading to a rapid decline in its player base. Compare that to Final Fantasy XIV, which had a disastrous start but turned things around with a Realm Reborn. Developers listened to the community, rebuilt the game, and earned back trust. Gaming is more inclusive than ever, but it's not without its missteps. Some studios use diversity as a marketing tool without thoughtful execution, leading to backlash. For example, Battlefield 5 faced criticism for its historically inaccurate representation, which felt forced rather than organic. Meanwhile, Spider-Man Miles Morales was celebrated for its authentic portrayal of culture and representation, proving that when done right, diversity enriches the gaming experience. Now, I will be honest, I want Dr. Malik's Night of Terror to be a live service game, but I'm learning from the mistakes and success of others. For number one, I'll respect your time. Play because it's fun, not just because you feel forced. Number two, I'll have meaningful updates. I'll expand the world and introduce exciting features without all the fillers. And number three, I want to build trust, clear communication, and consistent delivery with no empty promises. So let's talk about what gaming does right, which is not all that bad. Let's think about what gaming excels in today. First thing that comes to mind is graphics and immersion. Games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Elden Ring, they create breathtaking worlds that pull you in like never before. Another thing is connectivity. Multiplayer games has reached new heights, whether it's teaming up in Warzone or exploring massive raids in Destiny 2. The social aspect of gaming has never been stronger. And the third thing is diversity and accessibility. Games are breaking down barriers, with features like adaptive controllers and inclusive storytelling. Studios that approach this thoughtfully, like The Last of Us Part 2, set a standard for how representation should be done correctly. So is modern gaming really that bad? The truth is, it's complicated. There's a lot to love, but there's a lot that can be done better. That's why I started this channel. Not just to share my game development journey, but to create a space where we, as gamers, can talk about what's working, what's broken, and how we can push gaming forward. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about modern gaming? Are we being too harsh, or do we have a point? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.